Icarus is an open-world survival game with base building, where your skill and level progression can be used across multiple modes and worlds. Just not the gear or other resources, with a couple of exceptions. It also has a couple of different modes, from open-world sandbox to running missions.
Welcome to Icarus, friend. UDA says we gotta drop you in a safe, well-mapped zone your first time down. They must have been thinking of some other planet. You'll see for yourself, soon enough. There's a ways to go before you head out hunting for exotics. Right now, it's about learning to survive on the surface. So head down, take a look around, then we'll talk.
The first missions in Icarus look more like a tutorial and a great way to check out the game itself. You need to do some basic hunting, build a shelter, and leave the planet you get dropped on. While sometimes it feels a bit played out, landing this way in quite a few survival games. This one I did not really mind. This is also what you see if you get killed and end up having spawn again without a bed.
Welcome to Icarus, friend. Looks like your first time down here. Call me Soul. Looks like paradise. But don't be fooled. The air's poison, wildlife's out to kill you, and the weather's like nothing you've ever seen. You'll need to make yourself some shelter soon enough. But you know what you're doing, right? That's why you came all the way out here and dropped with nothing. 'Cause you could. Well, UDA wants you to show you understand the basics before they send you anywhere really dangerous. So get acquainted, then head back up when you're ready. Best of luck, friend. Stay safe.
Since I don't really know what all I'll end up needing, I kind of gather about anything I can get my hands on. I need to craft the basics like an axe and pickaxe for farming trees to rocks. The vegetation in this game is quite thick, making it quite hard to see small things on the ground. I did end up remapping a couple of the hotkeys for this game. I'm just used to using a certain layout, and this one was a little different.
With new skills come new possibilities. What you do with that knowledge, well, that's up to you. No point picking up a hammer if you don't know what you're making. Before you build, you gotta learn how.
It's a good thing this game has quite a massive inventory that you can later expand, along with skills that reduce things like carrying weight. Later on, you can even tame mounts to carry a massive amount of resources, which I'd be doing long after this starter mission. A huge thing that occurs a lot while playing is dealing with storms. I'd quickly learn if you are not building out of at least stone, it's not worth the effort. However, for this basic mission and being quite low level, I don't have those options quite yet. Instead, I end up building a structure that takes a lot of damage from falling trees, wind, and lightning. Fire can derail you quickly in Icarus. I'd end up spending far too much making repairs to lower tier bases I'd build. Early on, I'd fear bad weather. Much later on, I'd run through almost anything but lighting storms like they were nothing. Even more so, once I unlocked some passives that helped me deal with bad weather. One thing that can get a bit used to is the massive skill trees and tech blueprint trees. Things get even more complex once you level up high enough to start unlocking higher tech trees. I don't know how many times I've just felt lost scrolling through them. Icarus has quite a lot to it to keep you entertained for a long time.
Before you start building, you need to hydrate. There's a lake down there. Go take a drink. Even a basic envirosuit will filter out anything dangerous. But they left a few critters behind. Changed their genes some, but you can still eat them.
Early on, just about anything would end up killing me. Much later on, the only thing I'd end up fearing was bears and elephants. Those things are nasty. At least the game ended up spawning me back in, not that far from my base. One of the tasks is to craft a bedroll. I should really get on finishing that sooner rather than later.
Here in the Terra Zone, the water's pretty clean. Fish don't seem to mind it.
Food, water, and oxygen. Later on, I'd end up building quite advanced machines for having clean drinking water and all the oxygen I'd ever need, along with the means to carry large amounts of it at once. Early on, I'm stuck drinking dirty water out of any water sources I could find and consuming oxide for small amounts of oxygen.
How you build, that's up to you. So long as you learn the basics, your chances are the same as anyone else. And I get paid.
With everything done, it was time to get off this rock and go find another adventure. Thanks for joining in.